Hello everyone, welcome to HeritageTV, your very own station, and this is Hanging Out with Vicky. Today we're going to talk about health. And before I introduce this person who is going to go into explaining to us what premature ejaculation is, I know it's a very sensitive topic. What are the causes and solution to that problem? Because in our community there are so many men who are going through this problem in silence, and most of them resort into taking unapproved concoctions to try and come out of this premature ejaculation. So today, if you know any male, husbands, brother, neighbor, today all men will have to tune in. If you know any man, tell them to follow us on Facebook at HeritageTV, Twitter, Periscope, YouTube, Live, all the social media handles to educate themselves on this topic. I know women can listen to this discussion as well, so that we can pass it on to our husbands, to our brothers, and our neighbors. So before I continue, if you want to contribute to this program, send me a message on Facebook at HeritageTV, and we'll be very glad to respond to all your queries. Right, I have a doctor in the house with us. I thought it's about time we have a medical doctor in the studio to help us understand our health better, and also all the issues we have with our health. What we can do to improve our health as well, because health is very, very important. I have this honored person in the studio with me, no other person than Dr. Richard Egan. Hello, Doctor.
Hello.
You're welcome to HeritageTV.
Thank you very much. I'm so happy to be here today.
Wonderful.
Very happy.
Wonderful. I know you've been having speaking engagements all over Europe.
Yeah.
A very busy person.
Very much so.
So we are so privileged at HeritageTV that we've been able to grab your attention, get your time, your precious time to come to the studio and to speak to us about some of the sensitive issues. Yes. So when we talk about premature ejaculation, what is that?
Okay. I'm very happy to be here, as I said earlier on, and I'm also glad to be the one to give people some insights and explanation about this subject, very important subject. I know that many people are going through this, as you said, many men are going through, and they don't sometimes like to talk about it. First of all, before I go any further, my name is Dr. Richard Egan, as you did rightly introduce. An integrative physician, and so therefore I combine both the conventional medical sciences with natural medical sciences as well. So it's an integrated system. Yes, and apart from that, I've done a lot of extensive training in bioregulatory medicine, functional medicine, clinical nutrition, clinical, psychological therapy, and a host of things, so many things. The reason why I decided to do this is simply because I wanted to be able to help. You see, medicine, we've reached a stage in life whereby medicine is no more something you have to sit in office alone to practice medicine. So we travel to places, as you mentioned. I've been invited, I've been a guest to so many radio programs, both here in the United Kingdom and also in Ghana, Mother Africa, Ghana, West Africa, where I've been a guest to radio studios and stations, and also many TV stations as well, such as UTV, etc., GTV, Atinka, and the rest of these things. Now, why do I do this? I do this thing because I want to bring healthcare, quality healthcare, to to the doorstep of everyone. This is what I repeat to our listeners. Why do I do what I do? I'm doing this because I want to bring healthcare, quality 21st century healthcare to your doorstep. So I'm very glad you gave me this opportunity to be here today. Like you know, I run a private clinic in Lewisham on the High Street, which I think if anybody wants to get hold of me after this program, the numbers will be given. I'm
very positive that after this program, there's going to be a long queue in front of your practice.
And it is good that way because of the kind of medicine I am using. Because this subject is a subject that touches my heart.
Okay.
I know many men, you know, because apart from the medical practice, we also do psychological.
Yeah.
And also, you mentioned premature ejaculation. Wow. It's something that touches my heart so much. I have dealt with these cases for so many years. I have given successful treatment to people.
Okay.
So therefore, it's an area I have researched very, very much into. And what I do is I also research with other organizations, other scientists across the world. I'm also a member of the Royal Society of Biology here in the UK. So I'm very much connected to the scientific and medical fraternities, not only in this part of the world, but across the world that we live in. Now, premature ejaculation. What is it, as you mentioned?
But before then, doctor, I think I missed that part when I need to know how many years you've been practicing. It's very, very important.
Very much
people
so.
might go back and say, well, he's a medical doctor, he's done so much, but how long has he been doing this?
Oh, yeah. You are perfectly right. I've done this over a decade, so that is, we are talking about over 10 years.
10 years.
I mean, the studies has taken me over 15 years. My studies, my learning alone, over 15. But when I came into active practice, not as a student practitioner, but as you know, a full-fledged practitioner, it's over 10 years now. Yeah, so I've had a lot of success under my belt, and I'm very happy. Not only sexual function problems, but also problems related to the entire human being, which probably with time we'll talk about some of those things.
Okay, including cancer.
Including cancer. I think I know I have treated some cases of cancer.
Okay, I think we'll talk about that on another day. Try bringing other stuff in, we will want to leave here.
Exactly.
Yeah. So let's go back to premature ejaculation in men. Yeah.
All right. So if you are a man and you actually ejaculate or reach your climax so soon, too quickly, during an intercourse, then we say that this man is having a premature ejaculation.
Okay.
So having the climax or the orgasm or the ejaculation too soon. And we sometimes say if it is just within 1 minute.
Right.
Yes, if it is within 1 minute, then we say no, you are just too soon. You are just too premature.
Okay.
Okay, so this is just a simple definition for premature ejaculation.
Okay.
Now, ejaculation is one of the, I would say this, premature ejaculation is one of the major problems that are affecting men. Within with ejaculation itself, we have about 3 different types of ejaculation.
Oh, really?
Yes, 3 different types. The first one, what people mostly talk about is the premature ejaculation.
Okay.
But there is also something called delayed ejaculation. Delayed ejaculation, which is also, that can be also another problem. And then, I know most men will say, but we like the delay. But the delay itself, there's some controversy about it. Because if you are a man and you are also going on and on and on and you are not ejaculating, then there's a question mark about it. You see, we question everything. And so, these are some of the things. And then we also have what we call the retrograde. So the delay actually explains itself anyway. I don't need to give the definition for delay because it's just something that delays. It goes on and on and on. Then the retrograde ejaculation is the type whereby when you release the semen, instead of going through the urethra is the tube that actually is found inside the penis, and that carries the sperm out of all the system, the reproductive system, into the vagina. Okay, so instead of going through that tube, the urethra, it actually flows back into your bladder. Right. That is called retrograde ejaculation. So these are three main problems associated with ejaculation. But the one that most people actually talk about, the one that many people are actually experiencing, is this premature ejaculation. Now, in sex, we say that there's something called sexual response cycle. It begins with actually desire. And desire, actually, in other words, the drive, the drive to have the sex, the desire to have it, the drive. And then the next one is actually what we call the arousal. The arousal also comes with excitement. I feel like doing it. I want to do it. So the excitement. So then, if it is about intravaginal, sex, but there are different types of sex anyway. We can't talk about all of them. But for now, we limit our discussion on intravaginal sex. I just wanted everyone to understand, because I know most people actually engage in intravaginal, So, intravaginal, if it is to do with intravaginal, then of course penetration comes into play. Then we get to the plateau levels, and then finally we get to what we call the climax, the orgasm, where the ejaculation comes in. Because when you reach orgasm, that is the state where you become, you lose your senses, put it that way. And that is when you have to release. That is called ejaculation. The reason why I have to explain this to our viewers is sometimes people get confused by what ejaculation and erection is. There was a time somebody told me, when I ejaculate, this thing becomes stiff. I said, but erection is just getting stiff. Ejaculation is just releasing the semen. So this, I have to explain this to our viewers. So there's a difference between erection, which is this, and ejaculation, which is releasing. Okay. So you reach that point, the climax point, where you ejaculate. And every man wants that. Because if you do have sex and you don't ejaculate, it's so painful. Apart from the fact that it doesn't give you even the pleasure. At the same time, you could even experience something called blue balls afterwards. When you don't come out, when this thing doesn't come out, the sperm doesn't come out, most men do experience blue ball afterwards. We are not here to discuss that, but I just need to chip that in. And then finally, we get to a stage called the resolution, or the resolution stage, where in most cases, and under normal circumstances, men, after they have ejaculated, they have to take time off to rest. So I use terms very carefully. Under normal circumstances, they have to do a relax. For if they can do another one, then they prepare themselves. That is called refractory period. So you refract, take it easy, and you see there's a lot of myths surrounding sex, and we always want to demystify and also to make certain things very easy for people. Because some are thinking that when you have sex with a woman, it has to last for about 30 minutes to 1 hour. That is what most men think makes them, good in bed or good in sex. But to me, it's a myth. From the studies I have done over the years, men don't have to go on and on and on. Also depends on the partner, the woman, the lady you are having sex with. If she doesn't want to go a long distance, why do you have to worry yourself? So this is why sex is all about communication. Because premature ejaculation, yes, it is a lot going on. I mean, I have seen many cases. But there are men who are not even having that problem, but do think that they have it. Why do I have to say that? You see, to have a premature ejaculation, or for us, medical practitioners, to be able to say that you have that problem, there's something called, it has to be, recurrent. It has to be something that is repeated. It becomes repetitive over and over again. Also, it comes also with another word, with a less stimulation.
Right.
So there are three things here. It has to be repetitive, and it also has to be recurring. So it is something that must be happening to you for some time. Of course, every man once in a while can experience some form of premature ejaculation, but that shouldn't be the end of the world. Another time, so due to few psychological and other factors, one can have a premature ejaculation at one point. But if it is something that is repeating itself over and over and over again, then the man have to seek help.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is just in a nutshell what premature ejaculation types are.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Do you think that this problem can also be psychological? If you've not prepared yourself in your mind?
It's a very good question. In actual fact, when we talk about the factors that are causing it, or the causal factors, psychology comes on the top of the list. Psychology, the role psychology and mental, the mind plays in sex is just so enormous. The mind plays a very important role, and we want people to understand. If you're a man watching me today, first of all, you need to understand that before you can even have erection, it starts within your mind. We say that this problem is psycho-neuro-endocrinal and biological problem. Psycho-neuro-endocrinological and psychological problem. And on top of the list, depending on the individual we're talking about here, it could be that you have performance anxiety, which comes from the mind, psychology. You probably have met a new girlfriend, you've married after your marriage, honeymoon and whatnot. You want to please your woman so much. At that point, you can experience some form of premature ejaculation because you are just too excited. So anxiety can come in. So that is the first on the list. Now, the brain, as I said, before I can have erection as a man, my brain tells me something. Like I said before, I have to have desire for sex. The drive must be there. And I know people, that's why I have to emphasize this, because I know people who don't have a desire at all for sex. Men and women, yes, men and women, they don't even have the desire. And the reason why we have to explain this to our viewers is many marriages are breaking up because the man thinks that, my wife, I don't understand her. It probably means she doesn't love me because she doesn't want it. Anytime I touch her, brother, sister, there may be a problem. Sex is a very important part of all living beings, all living systems on this planet. One of the most important things about life is sex. Many will actually may not understand or may disagree, but I can tell you arguably this is one of the most important things on this planet that keeps us going. So if you have a problem with any of these sexual function issues, then it is a big issue. It can break you up, it can break marriages up, it can even cause people to commit suicide, I'm sorry to say. But it has caused a lot of problems because of this. So therefore, I can have erection when my mind actually tells me what I see. So sex only works, we respond to sex by the things we see with our eyes. And then touch. We need to be able to touch what we have to touch to get excited or aroused. That's also very important. Whilst all these things are going on, then the biology and chemistry are taking place. The heart is pumping because the mind is producing chemicals, hormones, and chemical messengers that are telling, the messengers are telling the rest of the body that do act, start acting. So the heart receives a message to pump more blood in order to get you an erection. Same thing happens with our sisters. Yourself, to be able to get excited about sex, you need to really get all these feelings inside you. Even blood start pumping to get even your, well, this is another problem anyway, your clitoris even to get erected. So it's not only the man's penis that erects, during sex. The woman's clitoris actually also erects during sex. And it is all from the pumping action of the heart.
Okay.
So it means that to be healthy enough to have sex, your brain has to be alright. The connection of the brain to the rest of the body. So I'm talking about nerves. So if you have nerve problems, then the transport or the transmission of vital information to the rest of the reproductive system is not going to work. Therefore, all these things have to come together. The heart has to pump finally the blood, and then there are some chemicals that have to open the blood vessels in order to allow the blood also to flow freely into the sex centers and then the penile tissue. Finally, if you are lucky, then you can get erection. So if all these things are happening before you get erection, then we must all understand that sexual function is not an easy thing. It is not easy at all. So when your brother, your sister, your friend is suffering from these, natural fact, you have to sympathize with them, because it's a big issue even to get erection alone, let alone even being able to have sex to a certain point to give yourself satisfaction and give the woman satisfaction. Some men are lasting only 1 minute. And this is why we say they have premature ejaculation, especially when it becomes recurrent.
So if it is 1 minute or less, that's a problem.
It is a problem.
Okay.
But then it has to be able to do it according to sexologists and also sexual sex therapists and also scientists like ourselves who are into these things. We know that the average time is between 4 and 11 minutes.
Okay.
11. And the common, why it is so common is because 1 out of 5 men are currently suffering the problem. They experience 1 out of 5.
Wow.
And in fact, in some books you find, in some research you can even find 1 out of 3. So 1 out of 5 is even generous.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is how common it is.
Right. So can the other partner, let's say the women, play an important role for the man to have the ejaculation? Does the woman play a very important role?
Well, yes. You see, sex is always between two people, except those who are masturbating. The masturbating is, one would say, a good act somehow, but a selfish act another, because you are only just doing for yourself to gain satisfaction for yourself, only yourself. So that's why it tends to become a bit selfish. But if it is between two people, like I said before, most often sex is just between two people who are actually having most of the time intravaginal, meaning that the man has to penetrate. So we mentioned, before I answer this question, you mentioned the psychology aspect, but I also want to mention the other aspect, the causes, then I can answer this question, so that I don't leave anything behind. Good. So there are a lot of biological factors that can actually block cause your premature ejaculation. You could be having diabetes. In fact, I'm saying this to our viewers to understand that whenever you have any sexual function problem, be it erectile dysfunction, be it premature ejaculation, be it any form of sexual dysfunction problem, please and only please, kindly don't just resort to buying stuff.
It's very, very common.
Take this. Don't go and buy all sorts of concoctions, booze, or whatnot. You see, all these stimulants may have their own side effects on the body. Please seek help, because the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying is this. Sometimes you could be having problems like diabetes, biological organic problems like diabetes. You could even be having nerve problems. You could even be having hypertension, you may not know. You could even be, the body is even signaling you to even stroke, you may not know. You could even have any form of medical problem. Because these things don't just happen. I want us to understand, everybody to understand. These things, if you have a husband that is having sexual dysfunction problems, such as premature ejaculation, please do help him. And this is what answers your question. If you're a woman and your husband is going through this, you first of all have to ask him what is happening. Because probably the reason why you know he's having the problem is because he probably previously wasn't like that. So if now he's having the problem and before he wasn't like that, there could be so many reasons. There could even be psychological. It could even be a stress from work. It could be stress from sleep problems. There are so many people who don't sleep. But 4 hours, 5 hours sleep, and that's it. Especially those of us who live in this part of the world, Europe, America, and the so-called developed worlds. People don't get to sleep very well. So one of the causes of your problem, your premature ejaculation problem, your husband's premature ejaculation problem, your friend's premature ejaculation problem could be that the person is not even getting enough sleep. It could even be that I told someone this some time ago. I said, how can this be connected? Your digestion. How can it be digestion? I said, yes. Your digestion, poor digestion. Because you need energy for sex. It's as simple as that. And if the food you've eaten was eaten around 10 a.m., 10 p.m., 11 p.m., of course you don't get proper digestion for that. There's a reason for that. And you wake up and you realize that the body does not, the food that was even eaten wasn't properly digested. And if it wasn't properly digested, it means that metabolism of the food, because after digestion, metabolism takes place. If that is not working, or if something is not working very well between these two, it means energy levels. So if you watch, you could realize, maybe, I know that many people who are watching it today may have realized that anytime they don't get good sleep, when they wake up in the morning, they seem to feel very, very bad. They lack energy, they become lethargic, they become very, very weak. Why? Because they ate too late, digestion didn't work very well, food is still there in the system, and it's not very well working very well. So there's so many factors that can contribute to why we have sexual dysfunction problem in general and premature ejaculation problem in particular. So these are some of the things. Now, your wife can play a role. Once she sees that things are not going very well, your wife, it comes down to communication. You see, sexual problems, you have to be tactical to offend him. Because under our wives or our friend, well, your girlfriend, your wife, any of these people have to understand it. Sex is not just an automatic thing. You see, once upon a time when you were in school, when you were not paying bills, when you did not have to work about 12 hours or 10 hours or whatnot. Once upon a time when your parents were giving everything to you, of course, you were young. And age comes in as well, I'll come to that. So you were too young to jump onto your partner anytime. And she was also very young, so the two of you can be at it all the time. But when you get to a certain age, so we say that age also play a role. You see, so as you are aging, because a lady came to my practice once and said, I don't understand. It seems my husband has taken a girlfriend because it seems to me that this man that I know, brother, sister, maybe you are watching me. And she was just saying, she was just lamenting. She was thinking that maybe the man has got a new girlfriend. But I worked this out and I realized that there was a lot. You see, they have been together for what, 10 years? They've had children. They have to think about the children. They have to think about so many different issues. The man is tired. And age is setting in. The age aspect is very, very important. Every man must understand this. Every woman must understand this. When you were 18, 19, 20, oh my God, you have everything to be excited about in sex. Because there's so much excitement. But as we age and as responsibilities come in, psychology. So that's why I said to you earlier on that psychology play an important role when it comes to all sexual functioning problems. And especially this one we are talking about. So your wife has to, like you're saying, be tactical. And said, well, words like, honey, once upon a time, you were just very good. I think things are changing a lot. Now, you know what? I can understand. If you need help, let's just go and seek help. You see, so these are the things you can be doing. Instead of saying, well, I think you are going out. I think you are seeing someone. As for men, I know you. As for men, we know you. Probably you've been somewhere and satisfied yourself, so you don't need me anymore. I don't look good to you anymore. No, sister. And another thing I will tell my sisters here is, you see, I mentioned something about what you see. What you see plays an important role in sex. Both of you. If I saw you as, like this, in this shape before, and that shape have changed, I'm very careful with what I'm trying to say, but I am trying to work around what I want to say. I used to see you like this before, but now the form, the shape, the figure, everything has changed. So therefore, you know what? I believe that this is also causing a little problem for us. Kindly enough, see if you can do something about it. I know as you are growing, you won't be the same person I saw about 10 years ago, but at least try. Make an effort. Because some man told me some time ago that whenever he wants to sleep with his partner, the partner is wearing jeans. And he's also wearing a very heavy coat because she says it's very cold. So the attraction, you see, that's what I said. What you see plays an important role. The attraction is not there. It's not there. You see, so sometimes, like you said, our women, our sisters, what they can do to entice. There's nothing wrong. You see, when it comes to sex, I don't think that there's anything wrong with doing a bit to entice. Let him see what he wants to see. Attract him. Get him into bed. He's all yours. He's your man. Do everything to get him into bed. And I'm talking to the brothers too. When your woman doesn't know some of these things, please, don't just go and tell her, well, a certain girlfriend I had before I married you, she knows everything. She knows how to hold me, touch me, and don't say those things, because that can also, tend to dampen their interest. So, yes, our women can play the important role of fostering us into the act. That is very, very important as well. Yes, that answers the question.
Okay.
I hope so.
All right. Doctor, I know that you've treated a lot of men all over Europe and Africa with this problem of premature ejaculation. How is it treated?
Okay. First of all, this is why I said to our brothers that if you have this problem, please do not hide in a corner anymore. Because like I said before, the statistics is about 1 in 5. And that we are even saying that is even a generous offer. Because it could even be worse than that. So therefore you have to understand that you are not, please, you are not the only person in the boat. Many people are riding with you. Many people are rowing with you. You may not realize, but they are hiding it. Now, it is no more a taboo to speak to someone that I'm having this problem. Because if you don't sell your condition, your medical condition, or your illness, you will never get solution to it. So first of all, I want you to understand that this is nothing to be shy about anymore. That is number one. Number two, don't just self-medicate, brother. Don't just self-medicate. Sister, don't just buy anything also for him. Anything, and I mean anything. But it has become a common problem these days that everywhere in the markets, okay, and then you are sitting there drinking energy, whatnot. I won't name names, energy drinks. There's some man I saw in a shop I buy my things. Every time he has energy drink of some sort sitting next to him and drinking all the time, because apparently he cannot sleep, and therefore anytime he wakes up from the scanty sleep he gets, he's very tired. He loses enough energy. Brother, this can hurt you. It's abusing your body. All the things we throw into the body that are not healthy, the kind of food you eat that is not healthy, can affect even your sexual function. And so, therefore, I'm telling our brothers, treatment is available. When you come to my clinic, when you contact Dr. Egan, first of all, we would like to find out what are the causes, because I need to understand the problem. I'm not just selling medicines to people without knowing what is actually the cause.
So that is the assessment.
That's the assessment. We will have to properly assess him. And after the assessment, if there is a psychological component to the issue, we will treat with psychotherapy.
Okay.
We can even invite your wife or your girlfriend so that we can do the sessions together. That's number one. But most of the time, it is also through things that we can actually use medicine to cure or to treat.
So is it something like they come to see you for an assessment,
yes,
they are given medication, they go home and take it, or it's a series of having sessions with you?
It depends.
Okay.
It depends on how long the case. We talk about chronicity of the issue. If it is an acute thing, it's something that is just now, developing. It has just recently developed. Of course, we can say that we can treat it with few sessions. Remember that we are using natural medicines. We are not using synthetic drugs, because synthetic drugs, as you and I know, most of the pharmaceutical drugs we know, everybody knows, actually have serious side effects.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you're a man that is taking any of these things, and I'm saying this to you, brother, if you are taking buying, because some people are not getting it from the GPs or doctors without assessment, they won't just give it to you. So what people are doing these days is they go to the internet and buy them. They go to the internet and diagnose themselves. Oh, I have this symptoms. Let me go and ask Google. Brother, if you are doing that, please stop. It won't help you. Because you see, we need to do proper assessment. It is about your penis. It's about your erection. It is a problem that needs to be carefully treated and dealt with. So if you are going to just buy it, it means you don't even care about your health anymore. So those who don't care about their health are the ones that are just buying anything randomly. Anything from the shop. Anything from...
I'm sure they are not aware. They are just desperate.
I'm very happy that they are listening to this. Hey, brother, with all humility, I would tell you to try and desist from those things. Self-medication won't help. And then also buying stuff. Some of these, I don't even know how quality those things are. Those people are buying randomly from anywhere at all. So first, we tell people, advise people, if you are taking anything, declare it to me. So if you come to my clinic, and you said you have this problem, first you declare everything you are taking, whether it is herbal, whether it is whatever, you have to tell me first. And so that I will know how I can begin or set up the treatment plan after the assessment, the initial assessment, which everybody has to go through the same. But we don't just sell medicine. We assess you properly, and then we tailor the treatment program to you as an individual. So it's not just one size fits all issue here. When you come, we study your circumstances, we study your medical history, we study the current symptoms, and then we try to put one and one together to sort out your treatment plan. So like you said, yes, some may take few sessions. And we know that most of the people that have come to us, because of the combination, we have very powerful medicines. We combine a few things to address. One, the problem may be a cardiovascular heart and vessel problem. When it happens that we need to get you medications that can address the underlying causes. Because the problem may have some underlying factors that are actually giving rise to it. Those who don't know these things will just go and buy any medicine and just for the period. Because some of the medicines people are buying online and in other places, being in herbal or whatever, these things don't give lasting solution. And we are talking about lasting solution. That is why you need to come to Dr. Egan. Because I have what I combine with psychological therapy as well. We have to put it all together and package it for you. And I can tell you that nobody has come to me without getting what actually they pay their money for. because this is what we do. I've done this, I've researched into sex. I love the word sex. And I have always cherished the fact that sex is actually one of the most important things on this planet. So if it is the case, then why don't we cherish it and do it to everybody's satisfaction? And of course, we don't want to satisfy ourselves alone. At least you start sex with a woman in less than 1 minute, you've come. And by the time you come, you know very well that most men, after the climax, it takes somebody over a whole night before he can actually get another erection. So therefore, you need to make the most of it whilst you are on it, whilst you are at it. You need to get as much. And then you ask me, how long does the latency period have to be? Because latency, and this is what one myth that brothers, you need to really learn about. They are telling you 30 minutes. They are telling you 1 hour. And who calculates that time anyway? You see what I'm saying? Who calculates that time? So therefore, some of these things are myths. It all depends on you. It all depends on your partner. Even if it is 4 minutes, and she is happy, and you are happy, it all comes down to that. We say, in general terms, that 4 to 11 minutes is enough. If you can get to 15 minutes, and I'm saying this to mean not actually including foreplay, but excluding foreplay. Because most men don't even do the foreplay. Most men just go straight to the point. Most men just simply say, let me just get into it. So enjoy sex. We want people to enjoy sex because it's very important. In all the things we are doing, all the success, prosperity, and all the things we are praying for and hoping for and working for, if we come home and this thing is flagging, then what's the point? You see what I'm saying? So we need to be able to enjoy sex, but get to the people that can help you. Because it is common. Come to someone like Dr. Eden. I actually specialize in these areas. I specialize in sexual function. I've been to Ghana to talk on TV and to other places. I really specialize in my research in these areas and also in fertility. I've helped many, but I've given medicines and support to many women to have, couples to have children. That's also an area I do work very well. And I hope we will leave that topic for another day. Infertility. But if you have this problem, I would simply say that approach a professional. Approach a professional and don't just go and buy anything from just anywhere. Because there was a time I met someone in Ghana who actually met us and stopped us, and said, oh, say, I have a medicine. I said, what medicine? He said, medicine. He can't even speak the English or even any Ghanaian language. He was just showing me like this, like this. So we worked it out and we knew that he was talking about erection. Then we were having problems with even communicating with him because he doesn't even know what to tell us. But all he does is this. So I asked him, I was finding ways and means of trying to understand what was in it. What are the active ingredients in that so-called medicine he was trying to sell to me? Being who I am, this man was actually trying to convince me that with his broken English or whatever it is he was trying to say, he was trying to convince me that, look, he has managed to help me. And I said, in what way? What is in that medicine? Well, that thing, when I looked, it was a foreign language. It was a language I can't even understand. You see, and he was selling this. He said he has sold as many as possible along the way. This is why we say this is too common. The problem is too big. Please approach people who know what they can tell you. People who can explain to you when you need the explanation. And like I said, it depends on how long you've had a problem. You can have a few sessions or can have more sessions. Some people come in, once they get erection right and things are okay, they don't come again. Well, fair enough. But what we try to do is we observe you. The reason why you don't have to stop, but come along and let's check you up and observe you is because when you start a treatment and you don't complete, and brother, most of the time people actually have this problem. They go to physicians like ourselves. They start the treatment. Once they begin to feel good, just a little bit, they forget completely about the treatment. Most doctors complain about this. Even simple antibiotics, when they give to people, they do it for 3 days. Instead of doing it for 7 days they've been given to do, they just do it 3 days and they forget about it because they've seen a change in their symptoms. That is wrong. When you start a treatment, please complete it, because there's a reason why the doctors say, I'll give you 1 month, I'll give you 2 months, I'll give you 3 months. There is a good reason for that.
So, in the solving of this problem, the kind of medication that you give to people with premature ejaculation, I presume there are no side effects?
Yes. You see, we give natural medicines. Natural for what I give to people. When we say natural, there's a reason why we say natural, because what we understand natural medicines to be is something that gives limited or small side effect or zero. Small side effect, I repeat, small side effect or zero side effects. And it becomes a big issue or it brings serious contraindications or side effects when, for instance, you come to me, and I want our viewers to listen to this. You are given, they make these mistakes a lot. They go to the GPs, they go to doctors, they give them medicines. Whether they tell them or not, these people drink alcohol on top of it. So even when they are taking the medicines and they've been told clearly, or they may have been told clearly, that you don't add certain things to it, most people are drinking alcohol alongside even these medications they are given. So what makes our medicines, or what these medicines may make it, delay the treatment program or may produce any other problem, is the way you will actually take it. Because if you are following the instructions, and we tell you that when you take this medicine, don't go and drink alcohol after this period of time or before this period of time. All these things, when you come to me, I'll explain to you. So once you are able to take the instructions and do what is right, you don't have a problem. The side effects, most of these medicines have been researched. The ones I use have been researched in clinics. Clinical trials have been done on them. So we don't just buy or give or dispense any medicine. Like for instance, somebody will say, oh, you come, this is natural, it comes right from African forest or somewhere. Come get some of these things and go and cook, and then it will be there. We don't just do things like that. We actually deal with things that have been researched, medicines that have been used, medicines that have been tried in different ways through cohort studies or other studies. I'm a researcher, of course. So I won't just go for anything that will cause any serious problems in the person. But like I said, what creates problems for patients most of the time that they don't realize is they don't follow instructions. They take the medicines anyhow. There are some specific medicines, we will tell you all these things when you come to our clinic. We'll tell you that there are some medicines you have to take in the night alone. There are some medicines you have to take in the morning alone. We've studied all these things, so we know that certain medicines work very well in the night, certain medicines work very well in the daytime. Certain medicines you have to take it first thing in the morning. We've done all these studies. So this is what makes our treatment very effective, because we know what to tell patients. And it is not just about giving medicines, it's about educating you on what you need to be doing also to support. Because there's something we call in our clinic treatment partnership. Anybody that practices bioregulatory medicine, functional medicine, is very well versed in integrating different systems of medicine and therapeutic arts to support human beings. So when you come to some of us who actually are so well versed in these things, we will school you, we will have a partnership with you, we will tell you what you can do to support what we are doing. And once you are able to do it that way, my brother, my sister, you will never go empty-handed. We always want our patients to have their money's worth. We always want them not to just come and waste their money. But all we tell our patients is, when you start treatment, don't quit until you are told. Because you see, I have emphasized on this several times for a reason. When you start any form of treatment, don't just quit. Somebody just told me, I went to buy some medicine, and then somebody told me from a physician, and then somebody told me, oh, don't take it, these things are not good. They said it is. Then the moment they started telling me don't take it, he just threw them all into a bin. So all the money he paid, somebody just spoke to him and told him that this thing, I took it, it didn't work for me. So he threw them away. Another thing our sisters and brothers must also bear in mind, we're talking about premature ejaculation, but I'm also trying to give you some periphery information regarding this issue. People are giving medicines to people because they tried and it worked for them. So the same thing he took, whether the person have been tested or not, and whether that thing is actually going to be agreeable, it's going to work with the patient or not. They just simply tell you, oh, I tried this, go and try this. So I know many men are actually taking medicines from their friends. They don't even ask where. There was a time somebody told me that he's been using a certain stone to squeeze on his penis. You see, in order to be able to get, be able to do sex for a while. Of course, there are things that can numb, you understand me, numb the penis. And of course, one of the ways that we treat the premature ejaculation is to numb the penis for it to be not, because sometimes the causes of premature ejaculation is about how sensitive your penis is. There are some people that are suffering from something called hypersensitivity of penis. So the moment any little stimulation, in fact, there are some people, once they enter the vagina, they come. Less than even 2 seconds, they are out. You see, so they buy things. I know somebody, but somebody bought something. He squeezed it on his penis, rubbed it on it, and it became a disaster. He came to see us. The thing actually scarred him, they serious problems. So we have to treat those things. So I'm trying to tell you, brother, don't just buy anything. Don't just rub anything on your penis. Please seek help, seek advice, ask, and be told what to be done. Because this is a complex issue. You cannot solve these issues by yourself alone. Somebody needs to help you.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm surprised how far time is gone. I would have wished to, we will talk more about this topic. Unfortunately, time is not on our side. We have to make way for the next program, yes, in the next few minutes. So we will touch on, because I know a lot of people are sending in so many questions. We will come back again with Dr. Egan to answer all those questions. He's got so many health topics that he wants to discuss with us as well. So we'll have him come in a few times and talk about all those issues. And lastly, Dr. Egan, what advice do you have for us regarding premature ejaculation? Just 1 or 2 minutes.
Oh, my advice is very simple. My brother, if you are having this problem, please, you are not the only one. There are so many people sitting in the same boat with you. So all you have to do is speak to someone, a professional. Thank God we have devoted ourselves to do this. We are going around to educate our people to save many, many lives. Please do not actually hesitate to contact me on the numbers you are seeing on the screen. Contact me as soon as you can with every question you have. We don't want you to, suffer this in silence. We want you to come out, discuss it. We will show you what to do. Please do not self-medicate yourself. Don't self-medicate yourself, sorry. Self-medication can even make the problem worse than it is. Seek advice, seek help. We are here to help you. Eat very well, because nutrition also plays an important role when it comes to your general health. And when your general health is good, premature ejaculation won't be a problem. You will solve it just like that. So general health is very good. Anything that can affect your testosterone levels can also affect your sexual functional activity. So if you are drinking too much booze can also affect your testosterone levels. And if that happens, it can also affect a whole lot. So I will advise you that everything you do it in moderation, but seek help when the need arises. Thank you very much.
And your address?
My address is in Lewisham.
Okay.
If you want to come to me, I'm on the High Street, Lewisham High Street. We are just opposite the Lewisham Fire Station. The address is 298 Lewisham High Street.
Okay.
And so it's something you can easily find. The numbers are there. Please just pick up the numbers and call. Start calling me. If you call me now, you don't get me, you can get me in the evening. Because from here, I'm going back to my office to continue. People are waiting in the clinic right now. And also, I have to emphasize on this fact that the practice is actually something that you need an appointment for. So you don't just come in, because I'm a very busy person. So people that come to see me do call me for appointments. So kindly call me first. Let's give you an appointment. I'm ready. In fact, when you call me once and you don't get me, please don't get frustrated. Call me again and then again. And if sometimes I see your call, I don't mind calling you back at all. I don't have. And if you are not seeing what is on the screen, the numbers I can give you here, if you are calling from London, from within the UK, then you can call 07904 603 418. The second number is 074 380 94142. The third number is 074 3844 2948. I'm very pleased that you've been given a number on screen, but the ones I've given you is the same. So you can call, call me at any time. If you call me now, you don't get me, please don't be frustrated and don't give up. Just keep trying till you get me, and we will talk about your problem. Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what time will permit us. The program is coming to an end. I believe you've really learned a lot. We've all educated ourselves. I've also learned a lot. When I go back to my community, my church, everywhere I go, I'll talk about this. Anybody who is going through this problem should not be shy.
One more thing I can even chip in before you go off is if someone wants to also invite us, because we do health promotion seminars, lectures, workshops. I've been invited to churches in Holland, Germany, Italy, Belgium, so many places. So, and also in Ghana. So, if anybody wants to invite me and my group, my crew, to come, we can come there and also educate the people. You see, the 21st century is all about getting the information, arming yourself with information, and protect yourself with information. So, yes, please.
All right, wonderful. So, Doctor has given you so much information. Get in touch with him if you, run an organization, a church, in the community. If you want to run